some of my opponents have used this in their campaign literature. But the problem here is it wasn't risky for the residents of the District of Columbia. What that article was talking about is it was risky politically. And I think when you hear people talking about the fact that it's a risky political vote, well, I think right away you see what the problem is. There is no reason in this world that if we have any type of crime emergency, and I agree with my colleague here, we've had a crime emergency in this city for too many years. And so if the reaction cannot be to come forward with a political response, the action can only be to say that the Metropolitan Police Department has not been putting the police officers on the street. That the government of the District of Columbia, all of us, have not been investing in schools and recreation programs and jobs like we should have. But the answer, again, isn't to come forward and sit down as a city council for 7 hours and to say, problem solved, we can all go home now. The answer is to say, listen, we didn't do it, but we're going to now make sure that over the next couple years, as mayor of the District of Columbia, with control over the police department, with control over the Department of Employment Services, with control over Parks and Recreation and juvenile justice, that we will be proactive. That when young people get into trouble, we won't look for easier ways to lock them up or try them as adults. We will look for ways to try and rehabilitate them. The problem with the approach I just outlined, does anybody know the problem? It takes hard work. Yes. That is the problem, and that is where this government has never, ever stepped up to the table. Yes. And that is the difference. People talk about my campaign, like I said during this debate. It's a campaign where we've been walking, knocking on doors, working hard for 15 months. Yes. Every neighborhood, every part of the city. Yes. It's a campaign about a person who for 6 years has been to every community meeting, who answers every email, who answers every phone call, who doesn't miss any vote from the city council. It's a commitment of a person who grew up in the District of Columbia, saw the inefficiency, saw the waste, saw the unresponsiveness, saw the unproductivity, saw the fiscal irresponsibility, and said the resident of the District of Columbia, as someone who's saying our future cannot be about mismanaged budgets and inefficiency, I'm going to change that. That's what this campaign is about. That's why we're giving so much support to the neighborhoods of the District of Columbia. Lakewood volunteers, I ask you to vote September 12th, 2006.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question. Now we're going to get ready for the last remarks, and then we're going to let our Ward 8 council member, Marion Byron, give him a hand, y'all. And he's going to make the closing remarks.
When my colleague called into the radio station I guess it was a month ago, and said, do you want to debate? Well, a lot of people thought, well, why would he debate? He's ahead in the polls. He's got a campaign strategy that's working. He's out in the communities. He's active. He's responsive. He's running the campaign he wants. Well, again, this city has always had politicians and elected officials who are afraid of everything, who are afraid of confrontation, afraid of people, afraid to talk about the serious issues of the District of Columbia. And I said that day, we're not going to have this type of campaign. If you want to debate, we'll debate. But if we're going to debate, we've had enough debates downtown. We've had enough debates in air conditioning buildings. We've had enough debates that aren't out in the communities where people really need the help of the D.C. government. And so this week, I have been challenged. Well, Fenty, why in the world would you want to have it away from a metro station? Fenty, why would you want to have it away from everything? Fenty, why would you want to have it where no one knows where to go? And I said that's exactly why we want to have it. that the mayor of the District of Columbia, the person who's going to lead this city, come out to neighborhoods that don't have metro stations, where there may not be air conditioning in the recreation centers, where it's not easy to get to. That is the point, and that is why we have this debate here. You as residents of the District of Columbia, all of you should be commended for coming here. All of you should be pleased and say, yes, we come here today to talk about the future of this city. But why don't we challenge ourselves? Why don't we challenge ourselves that this will not be the last time we visit Woodland Terrace? No, it will be the last time we visit Clay Terrace, or Lincoln Heights, or Berry Farms. All of us together have so much energy, have so much talent, have so much we can offer to our fellow neighbors in the District of Columbia. All of us, the Johns team, the Gray team, the Fenty team, the Orange team, the Prop team, let's all leave this site and say, this will not be the last time we come to Woodland Terrace to help our neighbors.
Thank you to the good people of Woodland Terrace. Thank you, C. Sanders, for moderating today. And thank you all very much for coming. Thank you, Adrian Fenty, for accepting the challenge to this debate. This is not my first time in this neighborhood. I've been all across this city. And what I want you to remember, if you don't remember anything else, and that is, when my husband Wendell started our married life over 35 years ago, we lived in low-income housing. He worked 2 jobs, I've worked throughout my married life. I am not a stranger to economic struggle. But through a good education, affordable housing when I needed it, and access to public health care when we needed it, he and I have worked hard, and both have been able to realize careers that we never could have imagined for ourselves based on where we started in life. And it was because of that blessing from the good Lord that I made a commitment that if I was ever in a situation where I could leverage resources to help people, that I would do it. And that's exactly what I have been doing for 20 years, from the 80s when I worked and led a group of black women to create the first border baby home in this city on Channing Place Northeast, to my recent role in this campaign, where we're supporting the Dunbar High School Marching Band, where we're supporting Life Pieces and Masterpieces, where I'm chairing the Howard University Middle School of Mathematics and Science in the course of this campaign. So I challenge anyone to say, who has a better record of showing service and love for this great community? And it's not him as a politician. It's not because I've gotten the governor paycheck to do it. I've done it because I love the city, and I know that we can be a better city. My campaign slogan is different, real, and better. And what I am showing in this race is that with different leadership, with real solutions, and working in combination, that we truly can create a better city for everyone. The last question before we went to closing mentioned about the faith community. Well, you got to know the churches in order to be able to engage them in the life of the city. I started a program at my own church, a reclamation program, looking at men coming out of our prisons, previously incarcerated persons. Our men's ministry now has a reclamation program for those individuals. That's the kind of leadership that I do, not seeking a camera, but showing my commitment to this city. Because we can do a better job. We have problems, but we are blessed to have resources to bring those problems to the needs of this great city. And as your mayor, that's what I will do. That's the leadership that I will provide. Finally, I will say, as I said earlier, how many times I've heard that, Marie Johns, you've got the right stuff, the executive leadership experience and the shown demonstration of love for this community. You would be the best mayor, but can you win? Yes, I will win if you vote for me. And today I'm asking for you to vote Marie Johns for mayor September 12th. Thank you very much.